mind. Losing my mind.
You must think I'm pretty sick or something.
Intro is awfully long. I'm gonna have to change it, but it gives me enough time to
Right?
figure out
I bet you really
what's
think I'm
going on
sick.
in here, so it kind of works out. Welcome. I'm not sick, but I'm not well. We are here at the studio with one of the most talented people I don't even know how to introduce you in the right way. If you've seen, all right, so if you're a fan of mine and you're watching and you've seen my Infinity Bars music video, he plays Nightwing in the music video. He also is, were you the founder, creator, founder of Ismahawk?
Yeah, co-founder with Jeremy.
Co-founder of Ismahawk. If you do not know what Ismahawk is, go to YouTube right now, type in Ismahawk, ISMA Hawk, and these guys make some of the most amazing video content I've ever seen. Huge comic enthusiast, huge pop culture enthusiast. Danny's an amazing actor, also graphic designer.
Visual effects artist.
Visual effects artist. And I'm just really stoked to have you on here just to talk about a bunch of shit.
Well, thanks,
and
man.
just in general, I've been a fan of you for a while. So welcome to the podcast, Danny.
Thanks for having me, man. And just
Yeah, glad
you're
you're here,
too
man.
kind, man. That's a hell of an intro. You set me up too big. People are gonna go to the channel. They're gonna see what we made. And they're gonna be like,
No fucking. I don't think you can talk that. I don't think you can talk that up enough. Like the stuff you guys do is completely just next level. Like you wouldn't expect that people were making this without massive budgets and crazy studios. Because a lot of the stuff you guys, especially started off doing, was just on your own.
Yeah,
You know,
everything
kind of
was
DIY mostly.
Yeah, everything was self-financed up until fairly recently. Everything on the channel, for the most part, was financed out of our own pockets. Like one of our biggest videos, Deadpool versus Deadpool, where we take like the comic book version of this is before actually the movie came out. We take the comic book Deadpool and we put him up against that really off-putting one from the X-Men.
From the X-Men movies.
Yeah, from the Origins Wolverine movie. And we made him fight. And that video was the last $500 in my bank account to make that one.
No shit.
Yeah, and it actually didn't do well in the beginning. It was a really slow start. And all of a sudden when the Ryan Reynolds movie trailer leaked or something, it all of a sudden got a ton of traction, and now it's I think at like 13 million views or something like that. But it was crazy because it was a gamble. It was the last $500 I had, and we spent it on this video, and it actually ended up paying off. It was one of the big starts to a lot of the stuff we started making after that.
Those are always the best stories, right?
Yeah.
And what were you working a job at the time, or?
Yeah, I just left my day job around this time last year. May 3rd of last year, I left my job. I was working at the Apple store just to help finance like the videos that we were making and help to just finance everything that we were doing. So I was literally working a day job simultaneously while trying to make all these videos with
For
my
pretty
team.
much the whole time, right?
Yeah, the entire time.
I just quit mine in December.
Congratulations, man. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Do you have the same? I don't know if anybody else has the same sort of thing, but I've always worked one or two jobs while doing music at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I never had downtime.
Yeah.
And I was kind of fine with it because I just kind of run until
Yeah.
I get sick or some shit. And then I'll take a couple days off.
Yeah.
But now that it's the only thing I do, and there's not I find myself having free time
Yeah.
sometimes and feeling weird.
You feel guilty?
Yeah.
Me too.
Extremely.
It doesn't go
like,
away.
I should be doing something. And that's
Yeah.
kind of why we're sitting here right now.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I needed something to do with my time that wasn't music,
Right.
but that still kept the wheels turning in my own head. And
Yeah.
at least was another way for me to, I don't even know if this would consider being expressive, but be able to actually
Yeah.
just kind of do something out of my own box that
Right.
still was the stuff that I like.
Yeah.
And that's just talking about the shit I like, which really my music is anyways, just
Yeah.
talking about the shit I like.
I mean, that's all we do too. We're just talking about the
How
shit we
great is
like,
that?
but we're turning it into like action scenes because we love superheroes, action movies, stuff like that. And it's like, we get to create that with our work, and I totally think that this is an expressive platform because we're talking about, you know, exchanging ideas and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
This is definitely more creative than like, you know, I don't know, sitting down and doing nothing.
Were you always an actor?
That's actually how all this started. It's very weird.
You should have been Aladdin, by the way.
Right?
I remember like a year
Right?
ago, there was a big thing on Twitter, a
Yeah.
push to get you as Aladdin.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you should have been, but
Yeah.
that's besides the point.
You know what's funny is that that was like how it all started for me. Was like
Aladdin?
wanting to be Aladdin. Yeah.
Like when you were a little kid?
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm Middle Eastern. My parents both came here from Iran, both immigrants, and like growing up and watching movies and cartoons and stuff and seeing that Aladdin was the only person who looked like me, who looked like my family, who the visuals, like those the magic carpet, like those are all over my parents' house, like Persian rugs and stuff like that. Like, so it felt like it was the first, not even cartoon, just the first thing that I could relate to on a personal level. So seeing that and being like, oh, you know, Aladdin looks like me. It's like, more than anything, I think any Middle Eastern actor probably feels the same exact way. Is like, that was always like the dream role to aspire to. And that's how it started. Ultimately, I kind of am moving away from acting just because I'm finding that my passions are elsewhere, which is like it's a whole like existential crisis I've gone through about that over the last couple of years. But it has led me, I think, into a new direction that I am much more passionate about these days.
Is that the visual?
It's actually directing.
Really?
Yeah, because I started directing all these videos that we did for the channel, and the sole reason was because, like, you gotta kind of take it back without getting too long-winded here.
Go for it. This is the place to get long-winded.
When I was 19, like I've been trying to be an actor since I was like 8. Okay. And so I was in a small, low budget film called Down in Derby when I was 13. Yeah, go ahead and look it up and make fun of me. It's okay, everybody does.
That's great.
And
I'm gonna have to get something to pull it up.
Oh yeah,
when this plays.
It's pretty funny. I'm like I'm 13 at the time, but I'm playing 10 because I was always a small kid.
Okay.
And as I got a little older, I was like, okay, now that I'm done with high school, I want to take acting more seriously. And so I went and met up with the same agent I had who got me that movie. And he was like, oh, yeah, great. Oh, you're Middle Eastern? Awesome. The terrorist thing is really in right now. I need you to grow out your beard. We'll take some headshots. Like, that's really in. Iron Man had just come out. And it was like, the terrorist thing is huge. And I was like,
how does someone not feel just sleazy saying that to somebody?
You're working Hollywood, I guess.
How did that feel?
It was the most crippling thing I think I had ever experienced. Because being told that you're basically, like, my whole life is I wanted to be, like, obviously you see what I do on my YouTube channel. I'm like, I want to be a superhero. I want to be an action hero. I want to be a good guy. And I want to be...
And it's almost, well, you're not white.
Which is, you know, like, I'm a pretty clean-cut, I think, person in general. Like, I don't really exude the terrorist appearance. I mean, I have green eyes. So I'm just like...
You could be the hot terrorist. You could be the terrorist that all the hostages want to fuck.
It was just racist in general. So to me, it was like, that's what started Ismahawk. That's when the gears started turning, when I was like, okay, people aren't going to give me the chance.
Yeah.
People aren't going to give me a chance. They're going to put me in a box for the rest of my life, because my dad he went to school for acting as well. He actually went to school with Mark Hamill.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And he went to school for acting, and they told him the same thing back in the 70s. But we're living in the age of the internet, and I was like, I don't have to adhere to the rules that you're putting on me. We're going to try something different. We're going to go a different route. We're gonna, you know, I'm not going to conform to your system. So that's like kind of where we were like, okay, this YouTube thing is like really getting big. Like, what if we go that direction? That was really an outlet for me to start acting. And I kind of fell in love with the directing aspect more than the acting portion.
Oh, it's interesting.
Isn't that funny how that works?
I think there's a lot of bad things about the internet. And especially lately, the internet gets a really bad rap just because of how toxic some shit can be.
Yeah.
But there's one extremely beautiful thing about what the internet has done, and it's what you just brought up now, is the fact that it doesn't matter if fuck the gatekeepers.
Yep.
The gatekeepers don't matter as much as they used to.
No.
They
not
will
at all.
always try to make their existence be for, you know what I mean? Give their existence reason.
Yeah.
And they'll always put up more gates to justify why they're around.
Yep.
But you can go around the gatekeepers now. And the most beautiful thing is when someone says, I'll just fucking do it myself. If you're not going to let me in, I will do it myself.
Yep.
And I'll just build it up until you have to fucking watch me.
Yep.
And you have to pay attention, because nobody's just going to pay attention to you just because.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people get into music or into acting or into any of the arts, which are extremely cutthroat.
Yeah.
There's so many people trying to do it. And not the only way, but it's very rare that someone's just going to take you and build you up to do something.
Yeah.
In most cases, just do it yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Go out there, make it happen for yourself. And if you can't do that, it's going to be a lot harder in
Maybe
general.
it's not for you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that it's hard to say that to people, because you don't want to ever discourage somebody
Absolutely not.
from doing something. But in this day and age, it feels like, I mean, how long have you been doing this for now?
I mean, I've been doing the YouTube thing for about 7 years, but I've been trying to make this work since I was 8.
Yeah.
Like actively since I was 8, you know? And that's the thing, like, I truly believe that if you want this bad enough, if you want to be successful as an artist, you absolutely can do it. You absolutely can. The resources now that are available are greater than they ever have been for people like us. But the thing that you need to have is, if you don't have that killer instinct and you don't want this bad enough and you're not willing to leave everything at the door and just go for it, then you can't succeed. That's the bottom line, is like, you have to be willing to give everything that you have to this, all of your time. You have to be willing to have sleepless nights, and you have to be willing to feel like you're a lazy piece of crap, even though you work 24/7. If you feel even 5 minutes of boredom, it's like, wait a second, I'm not doing something right. And because the thing is someone out there is outworking you.
Oh, you gave me chills, because that's one thing social media, one part of social media is that it gives me some really bad anxiety just watching other people and what they're doing. But there's nothing that makes me, if I have downtime and I go on my phone for a second, I see someone else doing some shit, I should be doing something. Why am I on my phone watching somebody else live their dream when I could be out here doing what I should be doing to make it happen for myself? And if you want to sit around and watch other people succeed, that's cool. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe you're just someone who likes to support others. That's fine. But if you want to be the one in the driver's seat, you need to take control of your destiny, and you absolutely can. I believe that 1,000%.
1,000%.
And it's not even necessarily talent, especially in music. You can look at music and obviously see a lot of this is not about talent.
Not at all.
And some of that's not about the work ethic of the artist, but there's somebody for that artist that's working their ass off to make something happen.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing it, then don't expect anything. I don't ever expect a fucking handout. If you ever expect handouts, nothing's going to happen for you.
Yeah.
My career's been a constant, well, let me see if I can do this, and asking someone to do it, and I get the runaround, or it takes too long, or it's too expensive, and then I have to learn a new skill.
Yeah.
Creation, or necessity is the mother of creation.
Right.
Everything that I've had to do, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I've figured out a bunch of different skills that I've just had to have out of necessity.
Yeah.
I've had to direct my own music videos.
Yeah.
I've had to edit my own music videos. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I can learn, because I can't expect somebody else to give a fuck like I do. You know what I mean? And that's where it comes down
100%.
to caring more about what you're doing, and that means everything.
Yeah.
And your image and your brand and the way you see things. And if you don't have that yet, you just got to keep working towards it.
Yeah, it's not something that like you're born with. I truly don't believe that it's something that you have to be born with.
I couldn't agree with you more. I had this conversation with someone the other day who was trying to tell me that I was born with with an I or like a marketing
No.
thing. And I was like, dude, no, I wasn't born with anything. It's all
Yeah.
I've.
It discredits you, I
Yeah.
think, when it discredits, like, yeah, sure, I was born with this. It only took me 7 years of hard work and a ton of failure to be born with this, you know, for that instinct to rise to the top. No, it's like, I've never considered myself to be particularly a talented person. I've always been like, pretty average in a lot of ways, but I think that the thing that I do have going for me is that I work really hard and I think outside the box, and I don't always try to, I try to think about things, and I try to see the potential in the people that I'm working with and see what we can create with that potential. And Jeremy, my partner, is.
I mean, that's a director.
Yeah, which is why the directing thing makes way more sense than the acting thing. It's like instinctually.
Yeah.
Just to take this a quick aside, because I read something in a book recently, and it just kind of blew my mind in a way that like it all this anxiety I felt about like pivoting my dreams. And I think like if anybody out there is listening and you have a dream and you've been chasing it and you're confused. This really actually helped to solidify things for me in an interesting way. What I read was like sometimes you're looking at the peak of a mountain, you imagine yourself at the top of that peak, and this is me with acting. As I imagine myself as a movie star, what does that look like? Oh, the glitz and the glamour and the limos and the premieres and the blow. Like that's all the stuff that I'm trying to get, right? That's all. That's what I'm dreaming of and aspiring to achieving, and I want it so bad, but then I start climbing that mountain, which is what, because like the peak is all the way up there. Like I'm starting right down here at the bottom, and you have to climb up that mountain. And if you don't like that climb, well, maybe it's just you visualizing yourself at the end of the race. Maybe this isn't the race that you should be running. Maybe this isn't the mountain you should be climbing. And I realized that the mountain I like climbing a lot more, the one that I have way more fun climbing, and I still enjoy seeing myself, the vision of myself at that peak, is in directing. And I used to beat myself up about it because I was like, man, I've spent my whole life trying to be an actor, and now I feel like I'm being a failure, and everybody's gonna look at me like I'm giving up. And I'm like, and after reading that quote, I'm like, it's not giving up, it's realizing that your passions lie elsewhere. It's like if you were rapping and you realize that your love is actually in producing or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like and feeling like, oh, well, I guess I'm a failed actor, I'm a failed rapper or whatever by doing this, but instead it's you're finding your passion. So sometimes you realize that what you visualize at the top of that peak isn't really who you want to be truly. It's just the vision that seems nice.
When you've had one thing for so long
that
you've kind of set yourself up for.
Right.
It's a weird thing to kind of change gears and go in a different direction.
Yeah.
But I don't ever think that it's some sort of failure. Taking the path that's more enjoyable is always the better thing to do.
Yeah.
And
you have to.
You really do.
It shows in your work.
Well, and that's, same sort of thing that you were talking about is I wasn't born with any talent. I wasn't born with any know-how or anything.
You were just born with a great voice.
Yeah. The only thing I was born with was the only thing I've ever given my work ethic to is it's easy to give my work and my time to this and my energy to this. And that's really the only thing I have going for me.
Yeah.
Is that I enjoy doing this.
Right.
And I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I've never been promoted in a job ever. Ever.
Yeah.
I'm a horrible employee. I'm fucking terrible. I hate every job I work at. Everybody knows it. It's obvious.
Yeah.
And I can be a good employee. I can play that face. But the whole time all I'm thinking about is how I should be doing something else. How I'm meant to be doing something else.
Yeah.
And I want to be doing something else. And it's crazy. Once I get in here, you can't fucking stop me. My work doesn't stop. I just go as hard as I can and I make the best stuff I can. But if you put me in a regular job, I do not give a fuck. And you would look at me and think, that guy's never going to do anything in his life. You know what I mean? But if I care about it, then I'll go to the end of the earth to try and make it happen.
Absolutely.
And if you have whatever you have that for, I think everybody has that for something else. And maybe for some people, it is that restaurant job. Maybe you want to be a sommelier and you're passionate about it. And doing that studying and doing that work doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
You found what works for you, what you want to do and what you're meant to do. And I think a lot of people just tend to think it's only with the arts because those are the people that talk about it the most.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because I think it's the hardest.
Sports.
It's the most competitive for sure.
Yeah.
Sports and the arts, because everybody wants to be an artist. Everybody wants to be an athlete because there's just so much glory that comes along with it that I think like that's part of it as well. Is like people visualize that glory and they want it and they're just like, I want that, but like they don't want to put in the work for it or something. But like if you want to be like I met a friend who I went to film school with. And he wanted to be a director really badly, and I remember talking to him recently, and he's like kind of settled down. He's got a really good job, and he got married to his longtime girlfriend. Now he's having a child, and he's like, yeah, honestly, my dreams changed. My biggest dream now is to be a father to my child. And I was like, that's cool. That's cool because you're able to realize that like, hey, my dream isn't actually just following the arts. It's to do this to the best of my ability. And that's kind of like what my biggest preach is just like follow your bliss and do what gives you energy, vitality. Get to do the things that you love to do that make life worth living, whether that's being a father, being working at a restaurant, working at a being a mechanic or something like, follow whatever's gets you excited, gets you out of bed in the morning.
I think a lot of people, depression and anxieties and things like this, a lot of that can come from feeling like you don't have purpose.
Yeah.
And if you don't have something that gives you purpose, it's very important that you find that thing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's also important that doesn't have to be your job.
Yeah.
Because maybe you just have to work a certain job because you have to make money to pay your bills and this job pays well enough, or it's just a job that works out, or it's all you can do at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that job, you have to find purpose somewhere.
Yeah. And
I think creative outlets are very important for people to have.
I agree.
And if you don't have that, there's something still, there's that energy inside you that gets kind of trapped that you have to get out in one way or another, whether it's painting or whether it's writing or making music or drawing
dancing,
singing, skating,
reading,
playing sports, whatever it may be. Everybody's got something in there that kind of needs to get out. And if you don't get it out, it'll get out on its own. Some ways more painful than others.
Yeah.
And there is a path of least resistance, and that's usually through creating, and that's usually through making something that you can put into the world that maybe a lot of people don't see, maybe a lot of people do see.
Yeah.
The cool thing about the internet, I was on Twitter earlier today, and there was some kid playing the guitar and doing this like rap verse over a Frank Sinatra thing that he sang. And it's just some kid in his room that just made this thing. It's not fantastic, but it's really, really, the quality's not great, but what he's doing is really awesome. And it's got 100,000 retweets. Something you could just make it and put it out. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I love that there is that thought of gratification for making something on a small level. You'd never know what's going to happen to it.
And that guy's life might be changed forever after this. Like that person may go on to do some greater things because now that person feels like they've been validated enough in their art to actually pursue it. That's truly the beauty of the internet, is that the cream is allowed to rise to the top, whereas in the old system, the cream was only able to rise. Only the cream that was deemed worthy was allowed to rise to the top. Which
deemed worthy by a bunch of fucking assholes who don't know what.
Half the time, it's nepotism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or who has friends with friends of this person, or who knows this guy, or who made this thing, or whatever it may be. That's again where we talk about the gatekeepers and having to justify their existence in the world is by putting up more gates. With music, it's Spotify was then you could do whatever you want, and you can put your music on Spotify, and you can get on a playlist, and if you get on a playlist, you can fucking blow up, and you can make great money. And then the label saw it. Now the labels control a lot of the playlists because now you need a label to really get on a. You know what I mean? It's all the kind of, we can't let this happen because then what happens to us?
Yeah.
we need you to need us.
We need you to
type
need
thing.
us so we can make money off of you.
Yeah, exactly. But for you guys, so what is the independent? So is it? I want to say like independent film, but it's not. But is it technically independent film?
Yeah.
Or independent shorts, or I mean,
I'd say it's still independent filmmaking, and the ultimate goal, the dream, is that our end goal is, make like quality TV and film. Like that's the goal. We're still working every project that we try to do, every single project we do is an attempt to fill the holes in our game to one day get there. And we've been very fortunate in that, like, we've had a lot of opportunity to grow with a lot of the smaller projects we've been given. Like, we're working with a well-known YouTuber named Mari Takahashi right now, who's like one of the coolest people that we've ever had the chance to work with. And
that's great.
She's allowing us to make a lot of these really cool random shorts, which is fun for us, fun for her, and it's allowing us to try a lot of new things and help grow. I drive Jeremy crazy because he's like, all your ideas are so ambitious, and I'm like, I'm just trying to play it on.
I feel so bad for Jeremy.
Oh yeah, I definitely put Jeremy through the ringer.
I do too. Anytime I've ever worked with Jeremy, it's like, hey, dude, what are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah. And then he went like, that's when you guys did the Fuck With Me video.
Yeah.
You guys went and shot that like on a day's notice.
Yeah.
That video was so sick.
Jeremy did a great job.
All of it was well put together. It, like, you guys all worked on it together clearly. I mean, and it shows how much passion there was in it. Because when I saw that, I walked up behind his computer as he was editing. I was like, yo, this looks tight.
Yeah.
When that smoke grenade flies in and you see the contrast of that very saturated blue against the grays and stuff, I was like, oh my God, Jeremy, calm down, dude. What are you trying to prove, bro?
Sometimes it's better to not think about shit too much.
Yeah.
Because you can sincerely overthink something to the point of it not being as cool. And that's sort
I'm
of
the
like,
king of that.
Hey, let's fucking just roll out here and figure out what we can do.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was great. But back to what you're saying about, so you guys are making shorts for that channel?
Yeah, we're making shorts for her channel. We're going to put up some behind the scenes of those videos on our channel, but ultimately I think we're starting to drive a little bit away from YouTube as as our primary like platform like it has been in the past. Like we're just trying to create now. Like YouTube is going to be a platform where we show our work, but it's not going to be something that we're, trying to pursue as a career path, if that makes sense.
What do you guys want to be putting stuff out on mostly?
I mean, we'll probably still be putting it out on our social media, but I think we'd be using our YouTube as a I get it seems kind of vague, just like as a platform to distribute, but as opposed to like, we need to post something every day to hit the algorithm. We got to make sure our thumbnails are like this so we can get this kind of ad. Like going through the YouTube rat race and trying to fight against an algorithm that is actively fighting against you. It's just like, instead of focusing on that aspect of the work, like we're going to focus on just the work and distributing our work on our platforms, but focusing on the work. Like whatever channel our work finds itself on, whether that's on, like we released a video that went on Rooster Teeth's Death Battle, which make, I don't know if you
was
type
that the
in,
Daredevil one?
Yeah, Daredevil versus Nightwing. Like,
but real quick,
yeah.
All right, so Ismahawk puts out these, would you just call them versus videos?
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen any of these, I know a lot of the people who like listen and watch my stuff are like huge comic nerds, so you might already know about this. If you don't, you should. But they do the versus videos, and it's the characters that we know and love versus each other in like a death battle-esque type of thing.
Yeah.
And they're fucking amazing. The quality is insane, and they're amazing. There's who have you guys had? You had Flash versus
Quicksilver is the biggest. I think that video has 17 million views or something right now.
Oh, that's insane. That's a great video.
Thanks. Yeah, Joker versus Joker is probably my favorite because it feels the most like a short film.
Yeah.
Where it's like Heath Ledger's Joker versus Jared Leto's Joker. And it's like these concepts are so ridiculous, but
It's not.
They're allowing
It's so
us
great.
to like really hone our skills with each video while still like playing in a sandbox that we love. Like, what would Jared Leto's Joker do up against Heath Ledger's Joker? What kind of wacky story can we put together from this?
Yeah.
And go from there, right?
So you did, and then there Daredevil. Who's Daredevil versus
Nightwing was for Death Battle. That's on the Death Battle channel, and they've got like 4 million subscribers or something. And that if we do more versus videos, ideally it will be with that channel, because working with them is incredible. They actually have a ton of resources that allow us to really elevate the quality in a way that is really visible, I think, for people.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of where we want to continue going, is like
absolutely.
Continue pushing our game that way. But yeah, we've self-financed all the versus videos on the channel, which is why they've kind of vary in quality. You can tell when the times where we had a budget and the times where we didn't.
I don't think most people can tell.
No, probably
I really
not.
don't. I think
I can.
They all consistently have a great look.
Thanks, man.
And quality to them. How much work goes into deciding who you're going to have versus each other? Do you have like a whiteboard at home? Do you have like a cork board with a bunch of different names and yarn going from one to the other with different scenarios and what could possibly be happening between these characters and how these powers are matched against these? Or does it really come down to what could we do with the budget we have for this character?
A little bit of both. Like what's relevant? Because obviously when and you clearly are on point with all of that, especially with like your release of the Endgame, your Endgame wrap right as Endgame is coming out.
Yeah.
Like you got to try to match the characters to whatever's going on in pop culture so that the algorithm can kind of pick it up. So that's the first thing we look at. Second thing is like, who are the characters? Do we like them? And then those characters, do they match well pair well with one another? Like Quicksilver versus Flash, like it's a pretty decided victory for the Flash.
Yeah.
But it's a common matchup that people want to see.
Yeah.
So it's an easy one because you know that fans would love to watch it. Granted, if you're like a comic book fan, that you know the Flash is like broken, overpowered.
Yeah.
And especially like when you start comparing like their actual stats, so you're like, well, on paper this is not really a fair match, but like I think people would really love to see it and it'd be a lot of fun. So maybe we can play with that a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the casual comic fan is just
they don't know. They don't care.
They both go fast. This totally makes sense.
Which fast guy is faster?
Yeah. So on paper, to a casual person, I think maybe that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is there any verses that you've wanted to do that you haven't been able to do?
Yes, there's one that I've wanted to do that we haven't been able to do that we might be able to do soon.
I know the one I want the most.
Which one?
Not even, I just in general is Jean Grey versus Captain Marvel.
Jean Grey versus Captain. Are you trying to kill me with the visual effects?
I'm just saying that I think that's what that's the ultimate on paper. That's the ultimate, right?
Yeah.
That's the matchup.
I mean, like, they're both OP. They're both crazy OP.
Yeah. So what's the one you want to do? Can you say it?
I can't say it because we might be able to do it.
Okay.
And if we are able to do it, then I'm not allowed to talk about it.
What's the favorite one you've done so far?
Favorite one I've done so far, probably the Joker versus Joker video or Flash versus Quicksilver. Those are the two I think I had the most fun with. You know, it's really interesting because like the whole series is a little bittersweet because there are episodes that I love, and then there are episodes where I'm like, it feels like we were just trying to cater to our audience, and it ended up kind of not going the way that we wanted, and it was a really valuable lesson to learn in that, like, listen to the audience, but don't compromise the creative vision entirely, because then you end up doing something that you're not passionate about, and it just ends up kind of falling short of what the I guess the vision ultimately should have been. Does that make sense?
Well, I was talking to somebody about this on a podcast yesterday, because I feel I don't know how this is going to go with some people, but the audience, I don't think the audience should get to choose what they get to see.
Right.
That's for the creators to decide.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me coming from a creative side and coming from a fan.
Yeah.
Is especially in today's climate, if it seems like there gets this toxic fandom when people think that they are deserved or owed a certain thing and they want what they think they want. They think they know what they want.
Yeah.
And when they don't get what they think they want, they get upset.
And try to do like petitions.
And do petitions to try and change shit, or just because you don't like it. There's something to be said about the fact that if you don't like something, it doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah. I try to preach that all the time, man. Just because like people don't know how to separate I don't like with this is bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, something being bad, like it's bad to me.
Yeah.
If people just were able to frame that opinion a little bit more accurately, instead of just like blanket statement saying this is bad,
this is trash,
this is garbage, it is not good, and it's like, well, yeah, you may not like it, but like that doesn't. But like, what's good is also, in a sense, subjective.
Yeah.
So like by saying it's bad, it's sort of it's a very like only a Sith deals in absolutes, you know? like it's an absolute statement, whereas if you say I don't like this, it's a more personal one, and it's also not like it's not just like a boom, gates down, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's like I don't like it. Well, okay, let's discuss why you didn't like it. Like let's talk about that. Then now it's actually like a discussion, a conversation that can happen, an understanding of ideas, as opposed to dealing in an ultimate opinion where it's just like boom, it's bad, it's good, I'll hear nothing else about it.
Yeah, well, and maybe it wasn't made for you. I think a lot of especially lately is because there's been so many different things that are being made and different people that are being represented and different kind of shit to where if you watch something, maybe it's just not fucking made for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, Game of Thrones is a perfect example right now. I personally didn't like the last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But I don't think they were bad.
Yeah.
They were made amazingly. They were
cinematography
active.
was
the cinematography is some of the greatest shit I've ever. In the last episode with the fucking dragon wings.
Come on,
dude.
I
you can't
was
tell me that's not good. Fuck you, dude. If you don't think that's good, you're a fucking idiot. I just because the story didn't go in a way that I thought was cool.
Yeah.
that I appreciated doesn't mean it was bad. It's not my fucking story to tell. Yeah. It's somebody else's story. I appreciated it for the whole time that it went the way I wanted it to. And the one time it goes differently than I think it should, I'm not allowed to just be like, this is fucking trash or this sucks. Yeah. Or change it so that I like it. Right. It just is what it is.
It's kind of one of the things I love about Game of Thrones, though, is that it is a masterclass in expectation subversion, and that, like, spoilers for Game of Thrones, I guess.
Whatever.
Like,
this will be out. I mean, if you don't know what's happened.
I mean, you've had 8 years, right? But like in the beginning, like they killed off the main character, Then they like in season 3, they killed off another character that you're like, well, this is like supposed to be the guy. And they keep doing that, and they keep saying they introduce a character in season 4 and then kill that character off immediately after you fall in love with that character. Yeah. It's like this show has never really gone the way that you truly want it to go. Yeah. And that's why I was like, when because I'm fine with the newest season. I think that it really could have benefited if they didn't cut season 7 and season 8 short. They needed those episodes. Yeah. They cut about 7 episodes, and those 7 episodes people aren't going to like the ending because it's like it. And I think this is how George's books are going to end, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is how his books are going to end.
I just think they didn't have enough time to develop what they were saying. Yeah. For it to make enough sense. Right. It would have, like you're saying. A
little more time.
Exactly. And there's a lot. I think if John and Daenerys would have gotten together earlier in the whole show and had longer a longer relationship together to where it
Yeah.
could explain to where a lot of these things are coming from.
We needed those 7 episodes, man.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But yeah, that show's always been in control.
Right.
The show's always been in control, and
Yep.
then when it ends, you think you want to be in control, and then you get that's weird.
Yeah. Everyone's
They've
like,
always
I
shown-
expected this to end the way that I wanted it to, and it's just like, did
Why?
season 1,
Yeah,
3, 4, did any of these seasons end the way that you
Exactly.
wanted it to? Because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I was, like, floored
yeah, exactly.
at the end of those seasons because I was like, well, what the hell? Like, what's going to happen now?
Yeah. I think a perfect example, my favorite example of, because I don't think you can listen to the negative shit about your art, and I don't think you should listen that much to the positive.
Yeah.
I think you should just try and keep your head in the sand and just continue doing because no matter what, it's going to influence what you do,
Yeah.
right? If someone, for instance, like before I put out the Endgame thing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't fucking know if I should put this out. I don't know. This is kind of fucking weird. I don't know.
It was dope. I'm glad you
do
did.
it. So then I put it out, and then 2 weeks after that, all I think is I should do more like this. Because it's fucking changing the way, but in reality, I'm like, no, get that fucking out. Just do what you've always been doing anyways, because you need to stay on this path.
Yeah.
Because you can get swayed if people hate something to change it a little bit, and then you'll sway a little bit over to the left
Yeah.
and start trying to please these people, or if people like something, you'll try and do it more so that they continue to like it, instead of the reason people liked you in the first place is because you did what you wanted to do.
Man, I wish I got this advice from you a few years ago, because I've definitely fallen into that trap on multiple occasions. Now it's like I've gotten to the point where I think I'm finally breaking out of it. I'm like, okay, you got to do your own thing as an artist, but I have definitely fallen into that trap. And if
Yeah.
anybody listening out there is an artist, listen to what Ekoh just said, because that is the truth, man. If you let other people truly start dictating the direction of your work, it will ruin your work.
Well, it's hard because you don't want to say, because you appreciate when people like your work, but there's
All of
a
it is
point where you
important.
can't let it break through a barrier to then influence your work.
You can't pander. You
Yeah.
can't allow criticism, positive or negative, to force you to, to push you into pandering to a certain audience, or pandering to a certain type of content that you may not want to. If, like, let's say people love the Infinity Bars or the Endgame rap, and they just wanted more of that, and they didn't want anything else that you were making. They just wanted that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it sort of like makes you think, like, does that mean everything I'm making right now is not good? But does this mean this is the only thing I'm making that's good?
Yeah.
It, like, puts you into this mindset where you're like, this push and pull. So, like, not understanding the positive and the negative criticism are there, and like taking it, but also still kind of finding that middle balance where you're still doing what's truthful to you. That's the way to go.
It's difficult. It's definitely difficult because, I mean, even in my own stuff, the good thing is when I started to do when I started to write the way I always wanted to,
Yeah.
and to express myself in the way that was actually natural, instead of, because when I first started off, I was pandering, trying to figure out where I fit.
Yeah.
And eventually I just said, fuck it. And I just started doing just what was cool to me.
Right.
And when you get validation for that, that's the greatest thing in the world, because when you realize that there's someone out there that feels the same way as you do about this stuff you're talking about, then it reinforces your own narrative. It just reinforces the idea that, okay, I can talk about the shit I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And then once you have that, then building the confidence to just continue to stay on your own path.
Yeah.
Instead of being swayed one way or another, because it is really fucking hard, because pleasing people is great, and people telling you you're great is great.
Yeah. It's
You know what I
super
mean?
great, but it's toxic.
Yeah.
As someone who's like, we've obtained a lot of that success on YouTube, and I think some of the best decisions I made were from getting feedback from our fans and our audience, and then some of the worst decisions I made were trying to please that same fan base and audience, and it just ultimately is like, there has to be, I think, a balance, or else you're just going to end up making something that is like this Frankenstein's monster of what you want to do, but also what you think you should do, but it's not really truly what you're passionate about anymore. Like, one thing that you did, and I remember we were talking about it in our office, that when you guys were working on the Stacy video, and I was like, dude, this Stacy video is awesome. Like, I love it. I love the video. I love the song. Like, when we were on set, I was like jamming out every time it played. I was like, this song is so dope. I can't wait till it's out so I can have it on my iPod and listen to it. And like, you were like, yeah, it's really weird. It's really out there. I don't know if people are gonna like it. And I was like, I still don't know how your audience truly reacted to it, but I know that, like, as a part of the discography, the music that you've made, the catalog that you've created, like, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But then I also really like Fuck With Me and Free Verse 4. And so it's like all the songs kind of like vary in their tone, but it's all you, because it's all what you're passionate about. And it's what I respect about you so much, is it feels like you're so steadfast in your vision and you stick to it. And that's like, it's inspiring to see that you're seeing as much success and clout as you're getting.
I appreciate it.
And you're still being true to yourself. Like, I respect that so incredible. I don't think I've ever told you that. It's just how much I truly do respect you, and all the work that you've put in, the time and everything. It's just like, it's crazy.
Well, there's something to be said about just having fun with whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, if I have an idea, like Jake and I sat down, Jake sang the hook on Stacy, and he's done a lot of my videos. And we were just we were trying to think of how to build a universe out of these music videos. And there is like a sort of universe that I've started with Jeremy.
Yeah.
That I have an idea for the next installment that I told him about the other day. With the whole like Mad Max sort of dystopian shit.
Yeah.
But then when we did the Stacy video, I wanted to do an 80s song because I fucking love 80s music.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's do this like an 80s synth pop song.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of times I'll come up with a video idea that sounds fun, and then I'll just have to find a song to match it.
Right.
And so we have this idea to make this 80s song, and we make this 80s song, and it's just super fucking just cheeseball 80s synth,
just the
80s
best
montage shit, and it's so good. I fucking love it, and it's just so fun just to try and make something like that and just do something different. And we already have the music video. I'm gonna need you guys for this video because it's gonna be. We got a DeLorean. The whole idea.
I told you we were
Did I
in
tell
on
you
this
about
one.
this one?
You mentioned it a little bit.
The 80s movies?
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. I'm really excited for it.
We're gonna make something, man. Like, I was just talking to Jeremy about it the other day. I was like, I feel so bad that we were talking about that one idea, and then we just got slammed, and it's like we haven't been able to make any moves.
Well, that was good
forward.
anyways, because that song is taken on its own life.
Good.
Because I think I'm gonna get a feature on it that's probably gonna be pretty big.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and if we do that, then we have to just make the video stupid
Yeah. Good.
And now I want to have like a 3-part like villain origin thing, because I have like 3 songs with features that are all like really cool features, and to be able to just tell like a 3-part origin story of like creating a villain somehow would be really cool.
Yeah.
Ending with that song. But like I said, I have these fucking crazy ideas, like really ambitious ideas, just like you do.
We're going to put Jeremy to work is what you're telling me.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, fuck.
It's like, God damn you guys.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to go back just to talk about, so when you were growing up, were you big into comic books then, or was that kind of a thing that came later on? Or you said you were big like into the Disney stuff, like Aladdin was big to you.
Yeah. I loved comics as a kid. I never actually read the arcs like consistently, but my mom would always just bring me home like a comic book if she ever found one that she thought I would like. Yeah. She just, would see something and like, oh, this looks cool. This Spider-Man, this Batman, and would just bring me home comic like one-offs, and I would just read those, and I loved them. And I remember I watched all the superhero cartoons when I was a kid. I even watched
the old school Batman.
The old come
those
on,
are the
best. That's my
those
freaking
are the
jam,
best.
dude.
They really are.
Yeah, that honestly is like, the internet knows me more as a DC fan. I mean, I love Marvel and DC at this point, probably evenly at this point. But
I hate that everybody thinks you have to pick a fucking side.
Yeah, right. Red
I don't
versus
understand.
blue.
And people, it's funny because people see me as a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
And because I made a song about Marvel, I just have the shit that I have the content to make a song about. But
people think I hate Marvel. I'm like, why?
Because you play Nightwing?
Yeah, it's just, oh, you like DC, which means you like fuck Marvel, right? And just like, no.
You can go back and
Spider-Man
forth, man.
is the shit. What are you talking about? Like,
James Gunn goes back and forth.
yeah, clearly.
Now.
Well, let's see if that Suicide Squad movie is good. I'm still cautiously optimistic.
Are you?
I'm still cautiously cautious. Actually, that's probably a better way to put it.
Yeah. See, that's the one, like Suicide Squad, I just didn't like.
No, because it was bad. I mean, like, if you look at that movie just from a filmmaking standpoint, that and Justice League, like, hey, if you like those movies, more power to you. I implore you to continue loving those movies if that's what you love. But those movies are Frankenstein's monsters of the Hollywood system. Like, this is what happens when you let a creative do their thing, and then the studio comes in and then just shits all over it. And it's like Justice League specifically is like an atrocity of filmmaking, in my opinion. Like it is a masterclass in what not to do.
It's really tough because growing up, Justice League was my shit.
Same. Dude.
I remember searching on the internet in maybe 2005, 2006. Just thinking, will they ever make a Justice League movie? Will that ever happen?
Dreaming of a Justice League movie.
Yeah. And then it happened, and I was just extremely let down. And it almost tarnished just for a little while. I just didn't even want to read DC. I didn't even want to read Batman or Justice League or anything for a little while, just because they just kind of shat on my dreams.
Bro, the Schumacher Batman films were more well made than that Justice League movie.
That's saying a lot.
Like, and I'm looking at it from a filmmaking standpoint. Like, if you're just like, there's a moment in the beginning of the movie where Bruce Wayne is in the ice village and he's talking to Aquaman, and literally, like, we're on a shot of Bruce Wayne, which looks like very gritty. It's a good looking shot, and then you cut to Aquaman. He says something, and then you cut back to Bruce Wayne, and the coverage is completely different. The lighting is different. The green screen looks worse. Ben Affleck looks like he's gained 15 pounds, and
Probably
like,
did.
And it's like, it's literally, it was so jarring, and that was the moment where I was like, oh no. I mean, like, that moment with the cell phone footage in the beginning was a red flag.
The fucking mustache?
Yeah, that
was like, what the fuck is going on? Why wouldn't you just keep that out of the movie?
I don't know what the plan was. I don't know what the point was.
I don't know.
You know, and I'm like, I try not to hate on things too much, because, like, especially like something like Game of Thrones, I'm like, you know what? I don't think it was perfect, but I enjoyed the ending. I'm glad the filmmakers, told their story. I think that there's a lot of merit in other places, and I appreciate and respect the vision, this and that. Respect the artist's vision. But then you see something like Justice League, and you're like, I can't respect this vision, because this isn't an artist's vision. This is not...
Some studio execs just completely fucking everything
just
up.
Like...
Yeah.
That's good. People will buy this, right?
Yeah.
They'll buy these toys, you know?
How do you feel about Robert Pattinson as Batman?
I don't hate it.
The internet's gone crazy because he is not confirmed.
Yeah.
It's still between him and... who's the other guy?
What is that dude's name?
I can't think of his name, but I like him more. And I feel bad that I can't think of his name. He plays the Beast. In X-Men.
I forget that dude's name.
He looks like Batman to me.
See, if I had to choose between him or Pattinson, I think I'd go Pattinson. I don't know why everybody's giving Pattinson such a...
Neither do I. That dude can act his ass off.
It's like, yeah, he was a sparkly vampire for a minute, but, like, you know, he's
okay, well,
vocally...
what happened to the last teen heartthrob we put in a DC movie?
He won an Oscar.
Exactly. Yeah. So back the fuck off, dude. Just let Robert Pattinson do his thing.
Dude. And like, and Matt Reeves is directing it. Yo, Matt Reeves is fucking tight, dude. Did you see those Planet of the Apes? Dude, they're so good. They took a silly concept like Planet of the Apes, and they made it grounded and serious and heartfelt. Like, I was tearing up in the last movie. I was like, this is crazy.
Which is, I mean, that's what Christopher Nolan did with the Dark Knight series.
Yeah.
It is a ridiculous concept if you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's completely stupid.
They all are.
Yeah. But
Did you see Endgame? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But it's awesome.
Yeah. to be that earnest and to base something so much in reality is what people appreciate about that. And I mean, is it weird to think what Robert Pattinson might do? Yeah. Is it weird to just think him in the cowl, what it's going to look like? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm also I'm Christian Bale till the day I die. Because I fucking love Christian Bale.
Where's Falcone hiding the drugs?
Yeah, but I don't even hate the voice. Everybody hates on the voice so bad. And I make fun of it because it is funny, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I've never really hated it.
I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. The third movie, I have grown to... I actually really loved it when I first watched it. I have grown to be like, I don't like this one as much anymore, especially when I watch the other two. Like Batman Begins is like so dope, and The Dark Knight is like cranks it up to 11, and then it feels like it's like we start kind of falling with The Dark Knight Rises. There's like noticeable plot holes, and
when anything ever has a race against the clock at the end, a little piece of me dies because I feel like it's, and I'm not saying this is what happened, but I always feel like it's just a cheap way. I feel like they're sitting in the writer's room thinking of what can we do? We'll just have them fight against the fucking clock for a nuclear bomb. And you're like, what are you doing?
Yep,
this is the most generic shit I've ever heard of in my life.
It's called The Ticking Clock. That's actually in film. It's called The Ticking Clock.
I was bummed out when they do it. I loved the last Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Up until the point where they had a race against the clock.
I didn't see Fallout. I hear it's freaking dope.
Oh my fucking God.
I saw that bathroom fight scene though. Holy shit.
Mission Impossible is one of my favorite movie series of all time.
Yeah.
And I think it's the most underrated movie series of all time. I don't think people give it as much credit. They haven't had a bad one.
Yeah.
They truly haven't.
I mean, the second one was kind of rough. They flew off jump off the motorcycles.
But at the time, it was timely for what was happening.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That was early 2000s.
The fucking white doves.
The white doves.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't age well.
No.
But it still wasn't.
It had long hair Tom Cruise. He's like, this is edgy.
I never liked long hair Tom Cruise. Was never a big fan of that. But people also talk shit because I'm a massive Tom Cruise fan.
Oh, yeah?
Because people hate on him so bad. I don't give a fuck about him as a person. I don't care about Scientology or any of that shit. He's not really like hurting anybody or, sexually harassing anyone. So give the guy a fucking break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's just badass. People talk up Keanu, but don't talk up Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is probably the greatest action star of our time. I think Keanu's
he's right there.
He's closing
Can
in,
you
man.
imagine
John Wick.
Dude, this is your next versus,
right?
Tom Cruise versus Keanu Reeves. It has to be what's his name in Mission Impossible?
Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hunt versus John Wick.
Yeah, I think John Wick would win.
I don't know.
I mean,
not if it's a chase scene. If Tom Cruise has to run, because if John Wick has proven us anything, it's Keanu can't fucking run for some reason. The dude cannot. He won't run.
He's always limping.
He's always limping.
Yeah.
So if it comes down to a race, Tom Cruise fucking wins hands down.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise, I think it's undeniable at this point that Tom Cruise does have the superior running.
He has the best run in Hollywood.
In Hollywood.
There's montage video. I remember I had to do a running scene in a music video really early on.
Yeah.
And Jake he sent me his video. He's like, here's how you run on camera. And it's just an 8-minute montage of all the Tom Cruise running scenes.
I definitely watched that video.
It's amazing. And I think the last Mission Impossible, they had how much his movie grossed is compared to how much running he did in the movie, and the more running he does, the more money the movie makes. I'm pretty sure it's something to that effect.
They should remake Chariots of Fire, that movie about running from the 80s, and then just
put
have Tom Cruise
in it. Or Death Race. He's so. He does have the best run. I'm waiting for him to be in a Marvel movie, but I can't really see him as a superhero.
I think he was in talks with DC for a minute, like about Green Lantern or something. Like he was definitely talking with them for a minute.
Mr. Fantastic.
My hat is in the John Krasinski corner.
He would be really fucking good too.
Him and Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt is the Invisible Woman. John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. I think their chemistry would just be amazing because they're married.
That would be really good.
They both would work so well in the MCU. I can't
agree.
wait for this next phase of the MCU. After Endgame, like, now we're going to put in the X-Men, the Fantastic Four. I'm like, the X-Men are my favorite. So, like, I cannot wait to see them introduced into live action. Actually,
Done well.
in Marvel's universe, not with like
Marvel's
leather
universe.
jumpsuits and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate those movies for what they are, and some of them are really good, but I would love to see Wolverine in his actual costume.
Who do they use for Wolverine? That's tough.
Daniel Radcliffe, what do you think about that? He's short.
Wow.
If he packed on a ton of weight, he would be like stocky. He's young enough to like stay Wolverine for 10, 20 years.
Something about Harry Potter turning to Wolverine just is something about it simultaneously turns me off and turns me on at the same time.
Right?
And I'm not sure exactly why. Because if you think about Wolverine and if you think about Hugh Jackman has the greatest range in Hollywood, in my opinion.
He's good, man.
Because he can play Wolverine and Logan and then go do a fucking musical.
Yep.
And they're both equally as good.
Yeah.
And they're both equally as believable.
Yeah.
So maybe Daniel Radcliffe is the guy, or maybe they do a Harry Potter mashup with Wolverine, and that would be the greatest fucking thing ever made.
There you go. I think Harry Potter would win, though. He's got that magic. He's got projectile attacks, but Wolverine really only needs one clean hit.
True.
One clean hit. That's all he needs, and Harry Potter's done.
Is that your go-to for Wolverine? Is Daniel Radcliffe?
He's the one that immediately comes to my mind as someone who I think, because when you're thinking about this, where my head goes is like, okay, who has longevity? Who can be in the universe for a long time? So you need to cast someone who's not too old to be Wolverine, but they can't be too young either. You can't go, like, Robert Downey Jr. was like 50 when they cast him as Iron Man, and I was like, that's fine, but like Wolverine he doesn't really age, so
yeah.
If you cast an actor and they are 50, you're going to start seeing them noticeably start aging, right? So casting someone in their like late 20s, early 30s would probably be the move, because then you can use them for 10 or 20 years with their look remaining relatively consistent, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. And also he's short, and I'm like, come on, man. Like, Wolverine is short. Like, give us one for the short guys.
Yeah.
Not every superhero has to be 6'4".
Fucking Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
There you go. That would be so bad.
You think he would put on the weight to be Wolverine? I don't see Wolverine.
I just want to see him run with the fucking claws.
Him just sprinting with claws.
Yeah, that'd be fucking fantastic. What was the one I was thinking was fuck, I can't remember now.
Nova?
Well, wasn't that supposed to be? No, Keanu was in talks to play in Captain Marvel,
Really?
from what I had read,
Like
to play Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah,
They
Instead of-
changed Marvel in the Captain Marvel movie, right?
or no, to play whoever what's his face?
Was it Jude Law's character?
Yeah, to play Jude Law's character,
Oh.
not Marvel.
I'm
But
glad they didn't. I feel like we could find something else for Keanu.
I just want them to do another Matrix.
Really?
I really do.
Did you like the second two?
No,
Not me
I
either.
like the second one. There was some really cool shit that happened. I didn't really like the story, but I liked all the action.
Yeah.
It started getting a little muddy in there, but it's okay. The third one wasn't too good.
Yeah, it's like narratively, what do you do with your character once you've made them a god? Okay, I guess we just challenge the fact that he's a god, and then in the end, it just turns out, no, he is a god.
Well, it's the problem with Superman too. I think that's why it's so hard to make a good Superman movie.
I think it's so hard to make a good Superman movie because of perspective. Like, I feel like watching a Superman movie from Superman's perspective can be challenging, but like seeing a Superman movie from another character's perspective and like Superman is a presence. That's why if I
feel like they treat him like the Hulk.
if they treat him like the Hulk, or they treat him like I don't know. This if I pie in the sky, if I ever do like a DC universe, if I could ever do that with DC, the way that I would do it is I would introduce all the other superheroes first, and if Superman exists in the universe, he's just someone that everybody sees in photos and videos, and like they talk about Superman, and then the first time you see Superman actually in action is in a Justice League movie, and like So like when Superman comes in to save the day, everyone's cheering instead of everybody groaning.
Like
you
when
know?
Captain Marvel blasts through the fucking spaceship.
Yeah, except
In
probably
Endgame.
integrated into the plot a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, she was really just like a plot device in Endgame, which is fine because it's not her movie.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's like we're gonna pop her up in the beginning and then she's gonna come back at the end.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, I like when Shazam I like how Shazam used Superman as he's known to be there. Shazam was amazing.
Shazam was awesome, dude. It's
That was
probably
one
my
of
favorite DCEU film right now.
It's mine for sure.
Yeah.
Because I also didn't like Wonder Woman.
No?
No, personally.
The
Just
first
wasn't
two
for
acts
me.
I thought were great. The third one falls apart a little bit, but I thought it worked.
There was just some things in there that I just didn't like it.
Yeah,
There's some
fair
shit
enough.
in there was just corny to me. The battle scene, when she walks on the battle scene, the slow. I don't know. I just thought it was fucking corny. But just my opinion. But Shazam, I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And Zachary Levi, I never post, like, I posted a couple things, like when Ryan Reynolds liked my video, I fucking posted it. But Zachary Levi messaged me on Instagram.
What?
And we like talked back and forth for a little while.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was like, he just like sent me a DM that said, what the fuck did it say? The Avengers rap is awesome. And it was like a couple like emoji, like thumbs up. And so we just talked for a little while.
What a dope dude.
He's super fucking cool, man.
It just,
'Cause-
this Marvel thing that you did is super dope. Even though I'm with DC, it's like, you're all right, Zach Levi. Like,
Yeah,
he's officially just ranked up in my book.
It just really made me wish that I had made it about Shazam. You know what I mean?
Next time.
Well, that's what I told him. I said, when Shazam 2 happens, hit me up. I got you for the song. So we'll see what happens.
Oh my God.
But no,
that's so dope,
we talked
dude.
back a few times. We talked back and forth for like 4 or 5 messages. He was just super cool.
Yeah.
And I was, pretty blown away.
Yeah. He seems like a super cool, down to earth guy. He seems like he's having a lot of fun being a superhero. And that's what I like to see.
Yeah.
People who are enjoying the process of because I think if you don't enjoy playing a superhero, like in Hollywood, like you're such a icon
Yeah.
when you're playing a superhero. And if you don't actually enjoy it and you become like super famous for it and whatnot, then it's like you're doing a disservice to the audience. Like superheroes are there to like inspire us to what we can be. And I think to be better people, to be greater people, right? That's kind of why I love that the concept of superheroes in general. It's like, I watched this DC documentary that it said like one of the reasons why we love superheroes is because we hope that if we were in the same position, that if we were under the same circumstances, that we would do what we believe that these heroes are doing. And it's like to play the superhero, like that's why I love Chris Evans. I feel like he embodies being Captain America
Yeah, he really does.
in such a way. And it's just like, that's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Like spreading that positivity throughout the world and being that beacon of hope and light and whatever. That's a very idealistic perspective, but you know, that's why I love superheroes.
Well, and then it's kind of the difference. You can tell when somebody's enjoying it. It's the difference of Green Lantern and Deadpool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can tell when someone is enjoying what they're doing, and
It's the best example, Deadpool, actually.
Yeah, because Green Lantern wasn't good, and we all know that. And
No, he knew that.
he knew that. But that he was born to play Deadpool. I watched Blade Trinity the other day, which does not age well, first off. But secondly, you watch Ryan Reynolds and just know this dude was destined to play Deadpool.
Yeah.
Everything he was playing was Deadpool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is. You just needed to put him in the fucking costume and let him go.
Did you see Detective Pikachu, by the way?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's ridiculous. Very ridiculous. But like Ryan Reynolds is the shining light. He's a treasure.
He can make anything great.
Really, like
He could narrate my grandmother's death, and I would probably be more okay with it.
you probably would laugh.
I would probably record it and
horrible
listen
way.
to it.
He's a national treasure.
I haven't seen Detective Pikachu, but I saw online a bunch of adults discussing the quality of a children's movie and just thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't understand why any adult who sees that movie is like criticizing it so heavily because it's
There was
like
some plot hole. Dude, shut the fuck up. It's a movie about Pokemon.
it's a kids movie, and the thing that makes it appeal to adults is the fact that Ryan Reynolds is playing a goddamn yellow Pikachu.
Yeah,
like
exactly. That's what's gonna get me because I was never even into Pokemon.
yeah.
I mean, I think I collected a bunch when I was way younger. And
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
really, really big.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Did you collect Pokemon?
Oh yeah. I still play the games on
I don't know
on my
if-
Switch. They're fun.
Was there an actual game you play with the cards?
There's like a card game. I never played the card game. I only played like the Game Boy
Has
game.
anybody ever played the card game?
I think they have. I think there's like tournaments for the card game.
Really? You never hear, hey, there's some people in the back playing Pokemon.
No,
Never happens.
but I think they still do.
it's not like Magic when people actually play Magic.
Yeah.
There's no I mean, maybe you can collect Magic cards, but
No, I think there are all tournaments for all this. It's just like an underground community.
that's so badass.
Dude, there's an underground community for everything.
I hope it's just cutthroat and crazy.
It
and
is.
There's gangs of people and there's,
Beat the shit out of each other for their cards. Like, give me that Charizard.
yeah, there's somebody that has to borrow a bunch of money from the house to get in a fucking game to get their buy-in, and then they lose it all, and then they have to run from some fucking gangs.
Just take him out
that are
back
coming
and
after
beat the
him.
shit out of him.
Yeah. And you would think that it would be Yakuza or some shit like that because that's just what you would automatically stereotype.
Dude, can
But
I steal
it's not.
this?
It's actually the Russian fucking mob that's actually running all the Pokemon games just to throw a fucking a wrench in everything. And it's like, what's Eastern Promises? Viggo Mortensen that's like running shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Viggo Mortensen is running the underground Pokemon ring.
Yeah.
The illegal Pokemon tournament. I'm gonna steal this idea and
And you
turn it
get
into a
some
video,
really
dude.
high stakes games going on.
Oh yeah,
That end in bloodshed.
yeah. And it's all regarding just Pokemon.
Just to get that fucking holographic Charizard.
Holographic Charizard. Its value is, I think some of the value of those cards actually is in the thousands range. I'm not super in tune with the Pokemon card community, but like I remember looking those up when I was younger, and even at the time they were high value. So,
But have they gone up since then or down?
depends. Have they printed more? If they haven't printed
Well, is
anymore,
it still
then,
as popular as it was?
after Pokemon Go came out, I think that brand had a resurgence for sure.
Well,
I'm sure everybody
especially
listening to
now
this
the movie's
podcast is
out.
like, why are you guys talking about Pokemon?
Because fuck you. Because we want to talk about Pokemon.
But
But
yeah,
I tried playing Magic the Gathering when I was younger, but that
Yeah.
there was too much to it, and I didn't fucking understand it. I had a couple decks and then just kind of like got out of it.
yeah,
But when we shot the Endgame video in the comic book store,
yeah.
when we're in there, the owner comes up and it just says, "Hey, you got to keep the music down a little bit because there's a bunch of people in the back playing Magic the Gathering." And I went back there just when we were leaving, and there was like 25 people just back there.
How big is that back room?
It's fucking big, and maybe it wasn't 25 people. Maybe I'm exaggerating. There was like 15 people.
It's just like this massive space. It's like the Narnia closet. You're just like, what
And
is
everybody's
this room?
playing Magic the Gathering. And I didn't know it was still as big, but I just don't fucking know what's up, apparently. I have my head in the sand most of the time.
Dude, I'm telling you, what we did research for this, one of the recent videos we're doing, and we were looking into like different like lightsaber props we can get. And I was just like, I just need something that like lights
You're
up.
doing a lightsaber video?
Kinda, yeah. It's not Star Wars related, but like, and that's why we were
Is
doing
that
so much
copyright?
research. Well, it was just like
It's a laser sword.
it's a laser sword. It's
Fuck
a
that.
It's a beam saber. All right,
I'm not going to go against the will with a fucking laser sword.
laser sword.
Was that what he says?
Was that in?
In Last Jedi? Is that what Luke Skywalker refers to the lightsaber
I
as?
think he did.
Whatever it was, it just fucking irked me so bad.
Yeah,
But that's besides the point.
The Last Jedi, man. That one definitely made people feel things.
It sure did.
Yeah.
It sure did. All right, but what you guys were buying?
Oh, so we were buying lightsabers, and all of a sudden I go down this rabbit hole and realize that there's like this huge underground community of like lightsaber enthusiasts, which will go out and like build their own lightsabers and create all these things and go to different brands and like find which ones are the best for dueling. And there's this like whole community just for like lightsaber fighting.
Is it for LARPing?
It's kind of like LARPing except with lightsabers.
I've never fucking seen anyone LARP in real life.
I have. A couple of my friends do it.
Dude, I think I would totally be into it.
It looks
I
fun,
really
dude.
think I would be. If you don't know what LARPing is, it is live action role playing. And it usually seems to only encompass like Lord of the Rings type shit.
Yeah.
Older, what would you call that?
It's like a medieval
fantasy type stuff.
thing. Yeah.
But if there was some Star Wars LARPing, I would probably be really down to do it.
You just go beat the shit out of each other with a bunch of foam weapons, foam armor, foam weapons, and just beating that.
Are they even foam? If you use a lightsaber, that shit's got to be at least some sort of hard plastic that lights up.
Well, the lightsaber dueling community is like, it's all about like lightsaber duels and stuff like that. It's about like literally just because like the lightsabers now like actually illuminate and are actually like stunt ready, so you can bang them against each other full force. I think LARPing though is like you're hitting each other with foam weapons. If you look up like LARPing weapons, because we use LARPing weapons. I know about this because not because I LARP.
Hey guys, I'm not LARPing. I want you to know. However, I do know quite a lot about LARPing.
I'm pretty inundated in the LARPing community. No, but like we use a lot of LARPing like weapons and stuff for our videos because you don't want to hit someone with a wood or a steel sword. But a foam sword, you can whack someone in the head and they're absolutely fine. Makes stunts a lot safer and whatnot. So we look into a lot of that stuff for that. But yeah, that's how I know like those weapons are definitely foam.
Well, how have they not created a real lightsaber yet? There's got to be somebody working to try and make that an actual thing.
Have you seen that like tactical? I think it's called like a spider. What is it like? It's like a laser pointer. It's so concentrated. The beam is so concentrated that it can burn a hole in whatever it's pointing at, and if you let it rest on your skin, it'll literally your skin will start like burning like crazy. It'll like melt your skin and stuff.
No shit.
Yeah, it's super powerful. It's like very concentrated thin laser, and it looks like the handle looks like a lightsaber, but it's just a laser pointer.
Can anybody buy one?
Yeah, anybody can buy one. They're like $300 or something. But like,
what's the point of buying it?
I don't know. I really don't know because
light shit on fire.
Yeah, it literally tells you don't point this at someone. Don't use it as a lightsaber.
Don't use this at all.
Yeah, it's just like this is incredibly dangerous.
This is incredibly dope. Don't use it.
It's the most concentrated laser pointer you can get.
This is the most concentrated laser. One of the coolest things you can buy. Really super badass. Don't ever use it.
Yeah, it's kind of like Elon Musk's flamethrower.
Yeah, that thing's fucking cool. I should have bought one, man.
Right? $500?
I really think I should have bought one.
Dude, that's cheaper than your phone.
Yeah, and for a fucking that's the best home defense is a fucking flamethrower.
Yeah, if you want to burn your house down.
I mean, fuck it.
But take them down with you.
If you have a home intruder and you have that's not right. If you have a flamethrower, it's probably not the best home defense.
No.
But not because you would burn your house down, but in order, what's somebody gonna fucking say if you walk downstairs and they're stealing your TV and you have a fucking flamethrower? You're
gonna say, I will flamethrow you right now.
I'll light you the fuck up. I will light you on fire if you don't drop my fucking TV right now. But if you have a gun, you could shoot somebody before they could light you on fire. I think in the movies, they blast you one time and then you're completely engulfed in flames. I don't think that would be how it would happen.
Because they're covered in kerosene.
Yeah, because if you don't, it's just going to be really fucking hot for a second. If you jump out of the flame, you'll probably be good. Might light your hair on fire.
Yeah.
Depending if you use product or not.
You probably have a nice little burn on you. Like your clothes might catch on fire depending on what you're wearing.
But if someone blasts me with a flame and I have a gun, I can just shoot you and then you're done.
How accurate you think your aim would be if somebody's...
With a flamethrower?
Well, with a flamethrower, it's just like spray and pray, baby. But with
spray and pray.
But with like if you got like a pistol or something and like someone's shooting you with a flamethrower, it's just like ah.
I would just shoot in the general direction of the flame. I still think I had a conversation with someone my buddy thinks that a chainsaw is the best home defense. Because all you have to do is fucking rev it, and if someone hears a chainsaw, they're gonna think you're a fucking psychopath and probably leave immediately.
That's true. Yeah,
I think so.
I can get behind that. It doesn't even need to have a chain on it. You just
yeah, or you could just have it playing. If you just have the sound effect of revving a chainsaw, you can just turn on like a Bose speaker and just point it downstairs and turn it on.
And then you just hear them drop their pants and run.
Well, if you just have it and it's a chainsaw revving and then it's like a woman screaming, like you're killing somebody with a chainsaw upstairs.
They're like, "What's happening here?
I think we came in the wrong fucking house. We got to get the fuck out of here right now.
Don't mess with these people."
Yeah, but if you had a fucking they have a laser pointer that is like a lightsaber, but the lightsaber. That's what I'm saying. There's no lightsaber.
There's
technology,
no lightsaber.
But somebody should be working towards this or trying to make it happen.
So
Why are we trying to go to the fucking moon if we don't even have lightsabers yet?
that's what I'm trying to say, man. Like, you out here trying to get to space, but like we don't even have lightsabers. Come on, man. We need
Exactly.
lightsabers first.
If you're going to space, you should go equipped with the best weapon you can have.
Or the best tool. Like, think about it. Like,
True.
We were talking about this because in one of these videos we were doing, we built like this universe, and we were like, technically, if they could harness the power of a lightsaber and like a butter knife, then you could like I think what is it? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. They cut a loaf of bread and with like a lightsaber knife, and it's already toasted.
It's fantastic.
And it's like, oh, that's
the greatest tool ever.
That's a great idea. And then you could literally do anything because it's sterile. It's a sterile blade that you could use for really anything.
Why is nobody doing this?
That's what I'm saying, man. Get on it,
Man.
scientists.
Maybe they've already created the technology and they just know they can't give it to people because they're idiots.
Because we're stupid, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Like this technology is just too much.
We need
to hold off on this for a little while.
Yeah, we need Elon Musk to do it so he can sell it on his website, on the Boring
Yeah.
Company for $500.
He would probably make it.
I'm saying,
just
dude.
because he's bored.
Yeah.
And that's what the Boring Company is about, I guess. But maybe it's like, if there's still
Crazy.
people walking off cliffs or into oncoming traffic taking selfies, we're not going to let the lightsaber technology get out to people yet. That's probably a smart thing to do.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Humanity's not there yet.
Like,
we need a little more time, guys.
Yeah, once it starts dying down and people start actually getting their shit together and stop doing dumbass shit on the internet, then we can let the lightsabers go out there.
Dude, I don't think people were eating Tide Pods a few years ago. Like,
That was like a few months ago.
yeah, was it a few months ago? Oh man, my concept of time.
I don't have a problem with it.
Eating Tide Pods?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it weeds out the.
Exactly. If you're dumb enough to eat a Tide Pod, like, cool, dude, peace out.
There's a natural selection for you.
Yeah, the line gets shorter at Disneyland. I'm totally fine with that because that line is way too fucking long.
Agreed, man.
Like, I'm really excited for the Star Wars portion to open, but at the same time, I know that I'm not going to go there for a year.
A few years.
Yeah, because I got to wait for it to die down.
Yeah.
I got to wait for a few movies to suck and then go when everybody's like a little more disenchanted.
Everyone's sick of Star Wars.
Yeah, because that's just going to be insane.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I have a couple friends who already have like the early passes to go to that Star Wars land, and
When does it open?
pretty soon here they're gonna start letting people in. But he was telling me that like you're only granted like a 6-hour slot or something, so you can go there, you be there for 6 hours, and like you have a wristband, and every
Just kick you
cycle.
the fuck out. They just send in a bunch of stormtroopers to grab you and take you out. Do they really?
Yeah, they
No,
said
they don't.
Yeah. He
Oh,
told me
that's so
that.
fucking
He
cool.
told me that the other day. I was like, yeah. Then they send a bunch of stormtroopers to escort you out if they notice your wristband is expired. I was like, I would just wait.
Yeah,
I would
would
just
just
wait until
totally
they kick
wait.
me out. Are you
Fuck
kidding
you
me? That'd be
guys.
awesome to be escorted. I'd be like, everybody take pictures of this.
Yeah.
Everybody put this on the internet right now.
Like, I want to see your manager, and then it's Darth Vader. That'd be fucking sweet.
Or it's freaking Kylo Ren or Admiral Hux or what?
Kylo Ren would be more like the floor supervisor
the floor supervisor. Yeah.
or the concessions manager.
Yeah, you don't want us to talk to Darth Vader. Once you get to that point, you're in some big trouble.
Yeah, or then you talk to the owner.
Yeah.
The owner's a fucking emperor.
Yeah.
Get down on some shit. I don't know. I would like to go, but I'm so out on theme parks in general, just because it's just too much for me, man.
Yeah, it's just too
many
crowded.
people,
Or
it's too fucking crowded.
yeah,
The lines,
yeah. You got to go on a day that's like that. Will be slow.
like the Super Bowl. Would it be slow, or would everybody think to go on the Super Bowl?
See, it's one of those where it's like, yeah, there would be a lot of people who probably didn't go, but then there would probably be a lot of smart like moms and kids, moms who would take their kids, who don't care about football. It's just like, all right, well, while you guys are watching football, we're gonna go to Disneyland.
Shit, I'm just gonna go on Star Wars opening day.
There you go.
Fucking
Go on
genius.
like a random Wednesday, like a Wednesday after a holiday or something.
Yeah, during school.
Yeah.
It's got to be during school.
It's got to be during school.
I just fucking hate kids too. I feel bad. Like I don't hate kids. I hate parents.
Yeah.
I hate shitty parents.
Yep. There are a lot of those out there.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard. And just do the lines, because if you do the math, and if you go on a busy day and every line is like 3 hours,
Yep.
the maximum amount of time you could spend inside the park is maybe 12 hours.
Yeah. They got the fast passes now, which is a pretty
But if you have a
intelligent
fast
system.
pass and everybody has a fucking fast pass and everybody's in the fast pass line, then it's pretty it's not that fast.
I mean, it's faster than waiting.
It's a smaller weight.
Yeah, it's a much smaller weight. Like some of the rides, like I remember we went when the Cars ride opened up in California Adventure, and it had been like 2 years, and I was like, oh, that's not going to be crowded. My friend was like, if you don't get a pass for it right when the park opens, you're not going to ride that ride. I was like, so you had to get a fast pass, and that one was still a long wait. But if you didn't get a fast pass, then the chances of you riding that ride were zilch.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
It's too fucking much. Or I went to, if I go to Six Flags, they have the dope fast pass. If you go to Six Flags to do it right, you have to spend a grip of money.
Yep.
But it's the only way you can really fucking go there.
Yeah.
Because you skip every single line, you go through the exit, and then you hop on the roller coaster, and everybody looks at you like they want to fucking kill you because they've been sitting in line for like 5 hours.
And you're just like, it's
and
worth
you just
it, guys.
walk on, you're like, hey. And it's, yeah, you always look like a douchebag, but who gives a fuck?
And you probably leave with a
life is
headache
awesome.
and feeling sick because you've gone on all the rides 12 times.
But that's cool. But and then, see, I have beef with Universal Studios because everything is just a 3D ride.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just the cheapest bullshit that people do. And it's very upsetting to me.
It's like a different experience at Universal Studios. It's like, if you're looking for a more chill time, like Universal Studios is where to go.
Yeah. That's also why you can drink there too.
Yeah.
Because you can't buy booze in Disneyland, right?
Not Disneyland, but California Adventure, you can get.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, but the booze at California Adventure are like, it's like $12 for a beer. It's like
Vegas prices.
Yeah, it's like unreasonably expensive, and it's just like, come on, man. And so it's like it really, like, if you want to get drunk, you're just dropping like $60.
Yeah, fuck that. But if you have kids and you just got to do it just to fucking handle your kids,
Yep.
that's fine too.
And then go ride the ride and just throw up right after, and you're feeling great.
I still haven't gone on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
It's cool. It has like multiple endings.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I actually kind of like it better than
Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror. I know that's heresy for anybody who likes Disney, but I think it's pretty cool.
I still dig Haunted Mansion.
They're all good.
I have the Haunted Mansion fucking poster up there.
It's classic. Have you ridden the Nightmare Before Christmas
Yes.
version? Did you like it?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cheap. They just kind of like throw a bunch of
Nightmare Before Christmas.
throw a bunch of
stuff?
Nightmare Before Christmas
Yeah.
shit, and they're like, "Hey, that was Nightmare Before
It's
Christmas."
themed.
Yeah, whatever. But I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, I love it, man. That was definitely major part of my childhood.
Is that one?
Yeah.
I really like. Before you get out here, I do want to touch on just the first thing you said when you came in to bookend it, because I think it's really important. And I've noticed, being a white male, I've never thought about the idea of representation.
Yeah.
And it's something that it's a topic that I've been looking at a lot, especially in the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I never thought about the fact that I've always felt represented,
Right.
and how bad that must suck for everybody else who's watched something and not really seen themselves in that movie or in that role or been able to be in it. And I just kind of want to, I always like talking about how just the impact that I think that has on kids and just on people in general, and how awesome it is that still some things are still getting whitewashed in a way, but I was glad that Aladdin didn't get whitewashed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And things like that. But I don't know. I thought that was just a really cool
I think
thing.
The change, the internet being as prevalent as it is truly changing the game in a lot of ways, and opening up a lot of doors for people to have that representation, and it's like, I understand, like, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, like, that you guys are just like, that's just what's the word,
Pandering?
like pandering or like, I don't know, SJW bullshit. But it's like, if you don't understand what it's like to watch a movie and not see anybody who really looks like you or represents the culture that you grew up with, it's like, it leaves you wanting something more. It leaves you feeling like, does any of this matter, really? And then it's cool to see that a lot of this is starting to shift, and they are spotlighting a lot of different cultures in different ways. Like, they just greenlit the Shang-Chi movie, Marvel's Shang-Chi, which is going to be awesome. Like, I'm throwing my hat in the race for Steven Yeun. I hope he gets it. The dude from The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
He's great. But like it's I don't know, like I'm not here trying to, you know, preach or anything like that. It's good to see that we're finally starting to get sort of some of these things. And like, I don't know if this Aladdin movie is going to be good. I have absolutely no clue. It doesn't look like it's going to be very satisfying. But you know, I have some friends who saw it already and said they liked it. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm more optimistic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
I mean, I think in a lot of ways we talk about that just in the essence of the superhero movies and the Disney movies and stuff like that. But I think even in like the Jordan Peele movies, I remember everybody was really upset when he said that he was probably not going to have white people as any main characters in any of his movies.
Why are they upset about that?
I don't fucking know. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, like,
you know. He
didn't say he hates white people. He just said
exactly that he wants to represent a certain thing, and
he wants people who look like him to be the stars of his movie. Like I want to do the same when I'm directing.
Yeah,
stuff,
and that's to me that you don't understand until you really look at it objectively.
Yeah, and
I thought about the fact, and I remember when I saw The Wood. Do you remember that movie?
No.
The Wood was a movie about a group of like black guys that were friends when they were kids, and then they get together later on in their life. I don't even remember exactly what it was about, but I remember watching this movie and leaving feeling that I just didn't relate with any of it.
Yeah.
You know, like there's nothing that really connected.
Right.
And yeah, because it wasn't made for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't feel represented.
Yeah.
And I wasn't upset about it, but
Right.
I didn't think until later on when I started thinking about other people not feeling represented in movies, and then think about the fact that, oh, what if every movie to somebody else feels like that to them, just because they don't see themselves? The humor is a little bit different. The issues they're talking about are a little bit different.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. And the fact that anybody would ever feel that they're not being represented or that they can't connect to something really sucks.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Black Panther, and I loved Black Panther, but there was also certain things I didn't connect with.
Right.
And that's fucking fine. I'm glad that other people were able to, because I'm fucking represented everywhere, man.
Right.
You know, fucking give it up. Let somebody else have something. And I think it's that when I saw like Into the Spider-Verse, I fucking loved everything about that.
Same.
And the thing I loved the most was thinking that there's going to be kids, white kids, black kids, brown kids, whatever fucking color kids, are going to grow up not wanting to be Spider-Man, but wanting to be Miles Morales.
Yeah.
And to me, that's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because there's never been something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's also like it doesn't take anything away from anyone to just add more to the pot. I mean, there's more media being created now than ever in the history of cinema, of any of that. So like the thing is like we're not losing, like the people aren't losing representation, just other people are starting to gain representation.
Yeah.
And I think by people just supporting that in general, it just means that we're going to have more diversity and more options, more, there's a lot of opportunities for new stories to be told, which is more entertainment for everyone to be able to enjoy. And it's like, yeah, you may not be able to relate with this specifically, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy this story.
Exactly.
Like, I can't relate to Jon Snow going and fighting ice zombies beyond a freezing cold ice wall, but I love watching his story. I'm entertained by it, and I hope that this character survives, because who this character is interesting. Just like I see Miles Morales, and I see that this is a kid who is it's basically like growing up, and like a metaphor for like growing up and changing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like some of these things are relatable to some people. Some of these things are relatable to everybody. And it's just like we don't know unless we are able to craft these stories, unless we get to see these new stories.
Exactly. And our world is diverse, and it's just about time that the culture and the media and the entertainment has started to reflect that.
Yeah.
In the way that it should.
Yeah.
Because it's a reminder that everybody is different. There is a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
And everybody can play nice and all tell our stories.
It's a big planet, man. There's a lot of people living here. There's a lot of people living on this little rock.
Exactly.
Floating in space. So it's like, yeah, why don't we hear what, see what some of the other stories are. I'm very proud of my Middle Eastern heritage. My
Yeah.
parents, there's a lot of history in my family from Iran, and that I'm very proud of. And that's something that I really am looking forward to injecting into my art more as I, as we continue to grow and move. And because I'm like, there's a lot of really interesting things about this culture, and a lot of things that I don't think a lot of people know that has impacted world culture.
Yeah, or misconceptions.
Misconceptions, yeah. Because there's so many. A lot of our interestingly, just a quick aside. A lot of interesting thing about Persian history is that all the stories that we know about the Persians at this point are from Greek writers, are from ancient Greek writers, because all of the Persian texts and whatnot, most of it has been destroyed over time, lost in time. So like the entire perspective of ancient Persia is from the perspective of some of their, greatest foes and greatest allies. A lot of people don't know that. Like the movie 300, super inaccurate, crazy inaccurate. If it wasn't clear that this movie about like monsters and stuff like that is inaccurate, let me be the first to tell you.
This is not historical facts.
This is not historical facts. This is definitely fiction.
Man, that's awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing the stories that you make about these things, because I really do think that you guys are on a trajectory to be able to do some really, really cool things, some really big things, and tell some really great stories. And
thank you, man.
I'm really excited for it. Do you guys have anything coming up?
We do. I can't talk about
anything that
too much.
you can or that you want people to go check
I
out.
want to plug. We're posting more stuff on our social media, so at Ismahawk on Twitter and Instagram. That'd probably be the best place to start. But yeah, we're just going to start posting more about the projects that we're working on. The most recent one is a cyberpunk video that we're doing with Mari that's going to be airing on her channel. And there's a couple other things that I just can't say anything about right now, because it's like we don't even know. We're still waiting for something to be locked in. And then once that's good, then it's like, okay, well, let's talk.
Okay, well, once that happens,
Yeah.
you got to come back. Are you still doing the Ismahawk podcast?
No, we stopped that a little while back just because we've been busy, and also we're trying to focus on the filmmaking aspects.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Podcast was a little bit distracting for us.
Yeah, it can be time consuming, and especially when you got to do other stuff.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of people doing it too.
Yeah.
So
It
that's
was
a lot
four
of
of us.
schedules to put together.
Especially when everybody had a job at the time.
Yeah. Well, when you have your shit greenlit and you can talk about it, you got to come back.
I would love to.
Absolutely.
Thank you again for having me, man. Like,
dude, thanks for coming out. It's
like I
awesome.
said, ton of respect for you and everything that you're doing. I can't wait for us to collaborate on
Same,
something.
man.
And to all your audience who's watching and listening, thanks for having me as well.
Yeah, man. Go watch him in Infinity Bars and in Stacy. And yeah, I'll talk to you about some more stuff we have coming up soon. So
can't wait,
gotta
man.
do some more work. But
Yes.
thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks
I
again for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
All right, that's for this week or bye week, whatever it ends up being. This is I'm Not Sick, but I'm Not Well. Hope you guys have a fucking awesome day. See you later.